I can still remember when I was a little boy the times my mother would take me over to my grandfather's house to spend the day. We didn't call him Pops or Pop or Granddaddy. We were instructed to call him Honedaddy. Anyway, those were the best days of my life. He'd tell the best stories. He told us about the time before tractors and the Big Plague. He told us how he fought in the Big War, the Peloponnesian War. He told us how he discovered fire and how he'd jump off dinosaurs' backs. He was really something, Honedaddy. He'd take us hunting, and boy, could Honedaddy hunt. He could fish like a whale, and one time he caught a bird with his tongue. He set traps for ants, and then he'd set them on fire. He'd take us into the woods, and he'd catch squirrels by knocking them out of the trees with Grandma's biscuits. He taught us to appreciate nature, for he remembered the time before there was a sun. He wondered about the earth for years in the dark, eating worms. He told us to respect trees by saluting them whenever we went into the forest. He talked to the water, and it often talked back. And Honedaddy never cussed. He never said shit motherfucking or cocksucking ball-biting bastard or piece shit ass fuck cock dick SOB whore, for he was a Christian man. I often cry thinking of those times. I really miss Honedaddy. I really miss Honedaddy. Wallpapered my house with pictures of you. I made a big scrapbook with photos of you. I stood like a scarecrow outside your house, but you walked by like I wasn't alive. To get your attention, what must I do? All that's left is to kick birds for you. I wore a red snowsuit, I stuttered in the rain. I threw biscuits at you, I made your pig faint. I carved giant pilgrims, put them on your lawn, but you mowed around them, what can I do? All that's left is to kick birds for you. I went to a yard sale and I bought it. You didn't like it 'cause the house got in the way. In the trailer park of love, my dear, you've put my heart on blocks. Hand me that sparrow, hand me that sparrow, I'm gonna kick it. I made fun of Norway the way that you do. I elevated poodles the way that young lovers do. Stuffed my mouth full with all your odd socks. I yanked out my kidney, I stuck it in you, but it was rejected, now what can I do? All that's left is to kick birds for you. Kicking birds, kicking birds, kicking birds for you. Kicking birds, kicking birds, kicking birds for you. Kicking birds, kicking birds. Needless to say, after I kicked that sparrow for my love, we were married the next day. We've been happily married for 3 years now, and tomorrow she's having my kicking bird love child. We'll name it Timmy. That's the way it goes when you're kicking birds. Kicking birds, kicking birds, kicking birds for you. Kicking birds, kicking birds, kicking birds for you. my way. And now I wear my hair piled high. Hair piled high. Hair piled high. A monument to God. It reaches up beyond the clouds, where angels fly above and kiss my follicles divine. Conditioner supreme, applied to head, rinse and repeat. Far from this evil world, where Satan sniffs and parts the soul. Hair piled high. Hair piled high. 3 men from the east, bearing gifts for the Christ child. A small camel with training legs, and a bottle of Jesus. Your hair smells terrific. St. Peter's at the gate, and on that gate's a barber pole, and Christ is on the throne. He holds the holy afro sheen. In heaven there they wait to give the saints a real good shag. But until that day, I will wear my hair piled high. 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 I went down to the grocery store. Empty. I was looking for a piece of meat. Pork chop. I got in line to pay my bill. Money. The cashier screamed when she saw my tweebs. Just when you settle down, you get tweebs. Just when you start to smile, you get tweebs. I was out with my lady friend, Betty. I brought her home to my apartment. Sex time. I took my clothes off, I exposed my nub. Erect. But she laughed when she saw my nub had tweebs. Just when you find some love, you get tweebs. Just when your nub's extended, you get tweebs. I went to the doctor about my tweebs. MD. He said, son, I'm sorry you got tweebs. Big tweebs. I recommend that you leave this country. Oh no. And live forever in the tweeber colony. The saddest sight I ever did see was a bunch of tweebers in the tweeber colony. In the tweeber colony. In the tweeber colony. Oh, I got tweebs. I got tweebs. Oh no, Mama's stuck to Daddy. They're joined at the back. Oh no, Granny's stuck to Mama. She stands upon my mama's head. Sister stuck to cousin, her face is at his crotch, and I'm stuck to daddy. We're joined at the nose. Sister stuck to mama, she comes out of her dress. Her sad head protrudes from my mama's uterus. Oh, we walk down the street like a malformed spider. Now here we come, the Siamese family. Yeah. Daddy works at Hardee's, we all lend some hands. He is quite efficient, won the burger award. My mama works at Kmart, but I must confess, it's hard to sell stuff with a head-filled uterus. Oh, we go to the park every Sunday. We go sliding down the Siamese family. My sister married a boy named Joe. He stuck to my toe, I cried, whoa, whoa, whoa. We take him to church, but he won't get saved. We'll be in great big trouble if the rapture comes, oh. We play fun and games, especially Twister. Oh God, I love the Siamese family. Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, Mama's stuck to Daddy. They're joined at the back. Oh no, Granny's stuck to Mama. Pray for Joe. Pray for Joe. He needs to get saved. He'll drag us straight to hell. And there my mama will be in hell. With a head stuck out of her uterus. Too bad. Siamese family. Yeah. Siamese family. This song really rocks. Siamese family. It's hard for Joe. It's hard. Pray for Joe. It's hard. Pray for Joe. It's hard being in a Siamese family. Joe. Pray for Joe. Joe. Joe needs to get saved. Ask God to forgive you. I got a butane lighter, I keep it in my throat. I put bread in my mouth and out comes toast. There could be no denying, I knew it at an early age, that I'm indeed a toaster trapped within a man's body. White bread, sub, rolls, Jew, rye, I like them all. My uvula's the timer and my tongue is like a rack. Let them eat toast, said the prophet of old. And today those 4 words still ring true within my mouth. I got a butane lighter, I keep it in my throat. I put bread in my mouth and out comes toast. But it's hard being a toaster. I think I'll get an appliance change operation. Tomorrow I'm having my tongue fitted with various dustbuster attachments. was a circus whore. She had a little tent where she'd do her tricks. She could really swallow swords. And the human cannonball went through her hoop. And then she met this crazy clown. And I just found out that he was my daddy. My daddy was a clown. My daddy was a clown. Where is my daddy clown? He rode into her loving arms on his one-wheel unicycle, tooting on his little horn, filled with the potent clown semen. My daddy was a clown. My daddy was a clown. Where is my daddy clown? He made the children laugh, but he made my mama cry, for he left town with a bearded lady. Tomorrow I will meet him on the Sally Jesse Bastard Child Clown Reunion Show. My daddy was a clown. 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 Where is my daddy clown? Betty's got a pretty good squid, but it's too long. She can barely fit it into her squid holder. Joey Squid is okay. It's pretty, but it cusses too much. It said fuck. Larry Squid has won awards. He's very proud of his squid trophies. Dick Squid has an afro. Buddha had squids. Big, enlightened squids. Hot squids? You bet your ass. My bitch has squids. Billy Squid is too dry. Let us now watch him carefully apply the lotion. Kathy Squid has a nice ass. Pin your squid down to the floor. Let it know that you are Squid Master. Kevin Squid is bulimic. Who's got the best squid? Cast your vote now. Squid. 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 Squid.
Huckabees. Huckabee, Huckabees.
I knew we had reached the Indian Ocean when I saw a porpoise wearing a headdress. All of our clocks are gone, and the sun and the moon have been obscured by clouds. So we count snakes, and after the fifth one, we prepare for bed. Snake time! Good night. She banged her head on the kitchen sink and had no memory of chairs. She went to the doctor's office and stood in the empty waiting room for over an hour. Over an hour. After the doctor had examined her, he told her that she had a very specialized amnesia and that the bruise had affected the chair comprehension cells of her brain. Of her brain. Of her brain. She then went to the movies and people behind her screamed at her. She went to see a concert and hated the music, but everyone thought she loved it. They thought she loved it. She went to the dentist and he had to fill her cavities while she stood up. And then something good and bad happened. Something good and bad happened. She went to see a baseball game and had a seat behind home plate. A line drive foul ball was hit toward her and she could not duck down. The ball hit her in the head. It hit her in the head. It hit her in the head. So she went back to see the doctor. She immediately sat down in the examining chair. The doctor screamed, "You're better now." And then he took x-rays to make sure, and he discovered that the baseball had damaged the toaster comprehension cells of her brain. "That's the way it goes," he said. "That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes." She went home, and all that week she had great difficulty making breakfast. To get her mind off her toaster problems, she decided to go to the homecoming game at the local high school. And it was there that she died. Witnesses said she was holding 2 pieces of bread over the bonfire when she burst into flame.
I knew a man and he was a good man, but he dropped his hammer and now he's going to hell. I knew a woman, she was a good housewife, but she burned the biscuits and now she's with Satan. Ticket to hell. I knew a little dog, he was a good dog, but he lost his little bone and now he's a burning. I knew a blender and it had 3 speeds, but the lid blew off and now that blender burns in hell. Ticket to hell. Listen now to me and make the decision. Do you wanna
function properly, or do you want to burn in hell? Ticket to hell. Vincent Van Gogh was insane. You can tell by the way he painted. He was a missionary for a while, but acted too much like Jesus, so they fired him. He never married, but he beat his meat constantly, if you know what I mean. Van Gogh painted flowers. Then he had himself committed to an insane asylum in the south of France. That's where he did his most famous works. It's also where he chopped off his ear. Then he shot himself and died. Van Gogh was very influential. Gauguin followed his example and chopped off his leg. Picasso chopped off his own head. Rembrandt, who lived 100 years before Van Gogh, was also influenced. Many of Rembrandt's self-portraits are actually portraits of Van Gogh. Rembrandt eventually cut off his wife's head. No one has seen Van Gogh in over a decade. Van Gogh. Van Gogh. Van Gogh. Van Gogh. He'd chop off anything. He'd catch a bird and chop off its feet. One time he found a moose and he chopped off its horns. Van Gogh, Mr. Chopper, Mr. Chopper. Thought he was really something. I didn't get to go to Mecca, said Jesus to Muhammad. Well, I didn't get to have a virgin birth, said Apollo to Jesus. They wouldn't let me part the sea, said Buddha to Moses. I never got to use lightning bolts, said Muhammad to Thor. Quit your complaining and get down on your knees and worship Satan. He's red and fiery. They wouldn't let me near a cross, said Neptune to Jesus. I didn't get no pyramid, said Moses to Ra. I didn't get to eat that much, said Elvis to Buddha. Well, I never played Vegas, said Buddha to Elvis. Quit your complaining and get down on your knees and worship Satan. He's red and fiery. My sink's all clogged up, said Betty to the plumber. Hand me that goddamn wrench, said the plumber to Betty. We have counted all the stars in the sky tonight, and we have counted all the grains of sand. There's nothing to do in this no-horse town, so let's go kill Betty tonight. Let's go kill Betty tonight. Let's go kill Betty tonight. The only problem is we don't know anyone named Betty. We have read all those books of matches. We've seen all the cars with the hatches. There's nothing to do in this no-horse town ever since the Krusty Pelican shut down. Let's go kill Betty tonight. Let's go kill Betty tonight. Let's go kill Betty tonight.
don't know anyone named Betty.
Excuse me, ma'am. Is your name Betty? No, my name's Sally. Are you Betty? No, I'm not. Excuse me, do you know anybody named Betty? No, I don't know anybody named Betty. Is there anybody named Betty? No, there's no Betty. Betty?
We have counted all the stars in the sky tonight, and we have counted all the grains of sand. There's nothing to do in this no-horse town, so let's go kill Betty tonight. Let's go kill Betty tonight. Let's go kill Betty tonight. The only problem is we don't know anyone named Betty.
Color my world, color my world. Take a box of crayons and color my world. Color my world, color my world. Take a box of crayons and color my world.
Look outside your window. A big blue van pulls up, and out comes Jim Neighbors. What a pleasant surprise.
Color my world, color my world. Take a box of crayons and color my world. Color my world, color my world. Take a box of crayons and color my world.
Look up your wife's dress. Pull out a baby. Now name it Timmy. What a pleasant surprise.
Color my world, color my world. Take a box of crayons and color my world. Color my world, color my world. Take a box of crayons and color my world.
Look inside your mouth. You'll see a truck driven by Mac Davis. Life is beautiful.
You know I love the way you walk with your feet, and the way you always chew food in your mouth. And I can't help admiring the way you're either male or female, and that lovely way you breathe through your nose. You know I love the way you take out your garbage. How the hell do you do it? Did you say you pick it up? And I love the way you wear your tennis shoes, the way they're always placed between your knees and the ground. And you know I'm impressed by your political brain, the way you're either for or against this or that. And I love the way you like to drive your car, the way you're always using those things you call tires. What's the sense in meeting new people?
Oranjello and Lemonjello, how will you live up to the sweet little names they gave you? Those sweet little names, those wobbly names. Will you fit into society's mold? Will you fit into society's mold? Oranjello, Oranjello and Lemonjello, both in love with Aquanetta. She walks up with her hair so fine, and off she walks to conquer this world, conquer this world, conquer this world. All she ever wanted was to conquer this world. Sweet Aquanetta, what can your life be for when you're named after after something in a grocery store? What can your life be for when you're named after something in a grocery store? Oranjello and Lemonjello both compete for Aquanetta. Oranjello stands upon his head. Lemonjello juggles spoons for her. Oranjello and Lemonjello both rejected by Aquanetta. She has fallen in love with Van Rolanisha from Chicago. Van Rolanisha. What can your life be for when you're named after something in a grocery store? What can your life be for when you're named after something in a grocery store? Oranjello and Lemonjello took the first train to Chicago. They took guns and knives with them and killed Van Rolanisha. Oranjello and Lemonjello now spend their days in prison. Van Rolanisha's life is gone, for Aquanetta sweats at home alone. For Aquanetta. What can your life be for when you're named after something in a grocery store? What can your life be for when you're named after something in a grocery store? Oranjello, Lemonjello, Aquanetta, Aquanetta, Van Rolanisha, Van Rolanisha, Aquanetta, Van Rolanisha.
Butterflies were whispering into my ears that summer. The bees were a-buzzing and the sky was aflame. The roses spoke to you, those flowered ponies of delight. The mighty toad filled his throat with unconditional love. We swam naked beneath the trees, and you kept complaining because there wasn't any water in my dream incessant. We lay in the clover, naked except for our clothes, and there we vowed never to part like the clouds above, my love. We flew figure eights in the sky, my love, I held your hand. The water lily sighed and burst into that dream. Tell me you love me, and please stutter, so it will last. Tell me you love me, and please stutter, so it will last. I put a sock in my pants to try to win your love, but I put it on the wrong side, and all I got were flies. Oh, my dearest nightingale, that summer was like a dream, but that was a long, long time ago, before your head swelled up. That summer was a dream. Summer, a dream. Tell me you love me, and please stutter, it will last. Tell me you love me, and please stutter, it will last. Will last throughout the summer.
I try to relate to cows, but all they do is stare. I get down on all fours and chew with them, but they brush me away like I was a fly. Maybe cows don't understand. I try my best to teach them to read. I showed them the Magna Carta, the Federalist Papers, and I even read some excerpts from the Code of Hammurabi. But they showed little interest. Yes, maybe cows just don't understand.
Cows don't understand. Cows don't understand.
And I've tried my best to teach them a trade. Once I took apart weed eaters in front of them to show them mechanics, but they shot milk at me. And they couldn't even operate a lathe like most goats do. I've tried everything. Motivational tapes, inspirational records, and I even played a subliminal tape with a hidden message. Come on, mooers, let's do it.
Cows don't understand. Cows don't understand.
I think it was Aristotle who wrote that of all the animals, cows are the only ones with free will. And if you had free will, wouldn't you just stand around all day chewing? Sometimes it's hard being a person.
My cable bill's too much.
Well, the other morning I got up and went down to the basement and I got a pleasant surprise. Remember those weed eaters I mentioned earlier? Well, they were gone. And when I looked out the window toward the pasture, I saw that some words had been written into the grass on the hillside. So I walked outside and up the hill to where the words were, and the message read,
Help us, we're sad. Help us, we're sad. Help us, we're sad. Help us, we're sad.
help us, we're sad.
Let's go. Look up at the stars.
They can never be your own.
They fall through your sky.
Disintegrate before your eyes.
Look into the ocean.
It can never be your own.
You swim to the bottom,
But it only swallows you whole.
ah, but you can make a sandwich. Yeah, you can make a sandwich. Go ahead, smother it with lettuce. And you can call that sandwich your own. Look into the crowds.
See the people passing by.
You cannot own them.
You can't even rent them.
Look into the sky.
See the birds flying by.
You can flap your arms.
And tweet, but nothing happens.
you can make a sandwich.
Yeah.
You can make that sandwich.
So good.
Fill it full of cold cuts. And you can keep it in your home. Look into your soul and grab at your deeper self, but it eludes you. You can't even know you. Look into that bag. It's full of tube socks. You try to understand them, but they're just too complex. But you can make a sandwich.
Yeah.
You can make a really good sandwich.
Go ahead.
Toast it or just bake it. Or you can hit it with a bone. Look into your pants and grab at your weenie. You try to control it, but it pees everywhere. Look into your brain. Keep it from bad thoughts, but it's so negative. Your brain has a mind of its own. But you can make a sandwich.
Yeah.
You can make a really good one.
Do it.
Stuff it in your mouth. Or park it in a loading zone.
Go ahead.
Okay, here's some jokes. Number 1, why do cows walk bow-legged? Because cowboys wear big hats. Number 2, why do sheep walk bow-legged? Because the cows do. Number 3, how many pull-locks does it take to screw in a light bulb? It doesn't take any. Number 4, 2 men were in a boat. One was black and one was a Jew. A plane flew over the boat and the Jew said, "There goes a plane." The black man said nothing. Number 5, what do you call a man who sleeps with prostitutes? Poor man. Number 6, a man was walking down the street. He saw 2 nuns stripping. "Why are you taking your clothes off?" asked the man. The nuns laughed and said, "Lint, baby, lint." Number 7, what do you call a dog with a hard on? The boner. Number 8, a man comes home and finds his wife mopping the floor in the nude. He asks, "Why are you mopping the floor in the nude?" She replies, "I'm preparing for the boner." Number 9, 2 Polacks get in a car with 2 Jews. It starts raining and the Polacks roll down the windows. The Jews count their money. A black man walks by eating a watermelon. It rains for days. Number 10, a chap is taking pictures of 3 Polacks screwing in a light bulb. It begins raining and the boner suddenly appears. Number 11, knock knock. Who's there? Mentor. Mentor who? Mentor Latham. Number 12, what do you call a man with 3 wives? Try man. Number 13, 2 homosexuals were seated at a bar. Number 14, a man is making love to his wife when their son walks in on them. "What are you doing to mommy, daddy?" the kid asked. The father replied, "Get the hell out of here, son. Go bother Try man." Number 13, what do you call a man who has no tube? Negative. Number 16, why haven't Polacks sent a man to outer space? Because light bulbs won't go that far. Number 17, why do Italians hate black men? Because the sheep do. Number 18, what do you get when you cross negative and Try man? Manitou. Number 19, a Jew and a Christian are in a boat. Fortunately, it's a large one. Number 20, why did the chicken cross the road? Because there was a Jew on the other side. Number 21, a Polak dies and goes to heaven. St. Peter greets him at the gate and asks him for the password. The Polak scratches his head and asks, "Is it light bulb?" "Yes, it is, Mr. Polak," St. Peter replies. "Come on in and have some watermelon." Number 22, why are black men bow-legged? Because their wives wear big sheep hats. Knock, knock.
Michealangelo was 37 when he painted the Sistine Chapel ceiling. He painted the entire ceiling by himself because no one would help. The Sistine Chapel ceiling contains Old Testament stories, Greek pagan figures, and architectural forms. It took him 3 years to do it because he kept messing up. The Pope made him do the original painting over because it offended the Catholic Church. The original painting contained numerous scenes of dancing mollusks, a large bearded man whipping a mule, and a really good portrait of David Hasselhoff. And after he was done, he went back to his old job of robbing tricycles. He'd walk up behind them and stick a gun in their seats and make them take off their wheels. He sold the wheels in Venice, and needless to say, became a wealthy man. There's a lot of talk these days about the decline and decay of America. Some people blame rodents, other people blame Satan, but it's something else. The problem is obvious to me. I see it every day on the street. There's just too many biscuits.
There's too many biscuits.
Biscuits always result from a society that has too much leisure time. Cavemen had no leisure time, therefore no biscuits. Therefore cavemen were happy. They'd just sit around all day drinking Fresca. And then one day, that guy who invented fire, he invented something else. And the next day, the dinosaurs were gone. They left because there were too many biscuits.
There's too many biscuits. When Rome fell down in 1963, all they found were shields and swords and colossal yeast. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
These days, people have no morals. Used to be you could vomit on the street and come back the next day and it would still be there. But times have changed. Too many biscuits. So everybody get ready. It's time to take this country back. Get your biscuit shredders out. We're going to assassinate Martha White, Hungry Jack, and Mrs. Paul. Mrs. Paul doesn't make biscuits. She makes fish sticks.
There's too many fish sticks too.
I hate fish sticks.
When Rome fell down in 1963, all they found was shields and swords and colossal yeast. Oh yeah.
There's too many biscuits.
Oh yeah.
We must learn from Rome.
Oh yeah.
Ancient Rome fell down.
Oh yeah.
We must learn.
There's too many biscuits.
There's 6.5 biscuits for every man and woman on earth.
Biscuits.
That's too many.
Biscuits.
Too many biscuits.
Black people can do anything. I think you know it's true. They built the pyramids and the giant sphincter before there was BC. But there's one thing that they cannot do, where the white man reigns supreme. Black people can't see UFOs. Black people can't see UFOs, even though they came from black holes. Black people can't see UFOs, even though they came from black holes. Yeah. Black people can't see UFOs, but sometimes they see FOs and always O's. Martin Luther King, you know that man, he had a dream, but there's one dream that won't come true. He said, let my people go, let my people go, let my people go see UFOs. Black people can't see UFOs, even though they came from black holes. Black people can't see UFOs, even though they came from black holes.
I once worked with a black man. He made the same as me. But I had one thing on him, and I let him know. I'd seen over 50.
Things are getting better now, equality's kicking in. Every local station has a black weatherman. He can see cold fronts and he can see sunshine, but there's one thing he cannot see. Hey, what's that strange blip on your radar screen? Black people can't see UFOs, even though they came from black holes. Black people can't see UFOs, even though they came from black holes. Black people can't see UFOs, even though they came from black holes. Black people can't see UFOs, even though they came from black holes.
The Wright Brothers, Wilbur and Orville, were born in Dayton, Ohio sometime in the 19th century. No one knows the exact date due to Dayton's outlawing of calendars or, for that matter, any other type of gridded paper. Their parents, Kashikwa and Dante, knew that they had given birth to two special children due to the children's early fascination with birds, flying insects, and, of course, airplanes. When he was only 6, it is said that young Orville looked up at a passing plane and said, "One of these days I'm going to fly one of those damn things." As with most children, Wilbur and Orville grew older and larger. They grew larger because of cell division, a process known as mitosis. Kashikwa and Dante were so amazed by this process that they immediately enrolled in the Dayton School of Science and Technology. Soon the Wright brothers were off to school. They went through the first grade, the second grade, the third grade, the fourth grade, the fifth grade, and so on. Before they knew it, they had graduated high school. After the brothers had graduated, they began the realization of their dream to fly. They began to construct their plane using sticks, cotton balls, a feather, and old rusty parts from a plane they had found in the local junkyard. "I can't wait to fly this damn thing," Orville said. But to their chagrin, or sadness, they had no place to fly. Dayton was a very crowded place, in spite of the fact that it had no calendars. "Let's fly to Kitty Hawk, North Carolina," Orville said. "I hear they got a lot of space down there." So off they flew to Kitty Hawk to make the first flight known to man. They flew for hours, days, minutes even, and soon they saw it, Kitty Hawk, filled with the best high-quality empty space they had seen in years. "Let's land," Orville replied. And so they did. And after they had landed, they noticed a big monument to them on the top of a big hill. "This must be the place," they screamed. And then they started the plane. The sticks spin, the cotton balls quivered, the feathers stood erect, and off they went. The first flight known to man. What a day this is, Wilbur shouted, even though he had no idea of the date. Soon after this flight, everyone was flying. Birds even successfully imitated the brothers' technology and are said to still fly today. When the brothers arrived back in Dayton, they were proclaimed heroes and given mops to the city. Kashikwa and Dante, both scientists by now, were very proud of their 2 flying children. "We love you, damn it," they screamed.
Now go off to school, be ridiculed. At lunch they'd laugh at you. You're different, you're not like them. You do not have a head. Oh, it's so hard when you don't have a head. The kids throw food at you, but soon you'll get to go back home into your mother's arms. Sleep tight, my idiot child. Oh Lord, what will you do? And how on earth will you respond when a young girl winks at you? You cannot count, you cannot spell, you cannot wipe your butt. At Sunday school, they laugh at you, they call you crispy nuts. The preacher shouts, he can't be saved, he doesn't have a head. How can he hear the word of God? Send him back to bed. Sleep tight, my idiot child. Oh Lord, what will you do? And how on earth will you respond when a young girl winks at you? You better be thankful for what you've got. Be thankful for your head. 'Cause if you were the idiot child, you could not hear the birds. You could not see the sky so blue. You couldn't even wear a hat. You couldn't even see a dog or an 18-headed cat. Sleep tight, my idiot child. Oh Lord, what will you do? And how on earth will you respond when a young girl winks at you? Sleep tight, sleep tight.
Daddy. Oh.
Hello, kids.
Oh, Daddy.
Are you hungry?
Yes.
What do you want to eat? Do you want ham?
No.
Turkey heads?
No.
Spinners? Well, what do you want?
Choco-nest.
A Choco-nest?
Yes.
Oh, I love Choco-nest. I'll fix it now. It was developed by the chef Bento Nubin.
Yes.
Thank you, Daddy.
Choco-nest by Bento Nubin. For this recipe, you'll need 1 hornet's nest and 2 pounds of chocolate. Go out into the woods. Find a hornet's nest. Scare the hornets away by putting on a bear suit. Traditionally, they fear no bears, but sometimes they will run from bear suits. It can be quite humorous watching hornets run, but hold in your laughter. Respect the bee, it has been written.
Yes.
Take the nest home. Remove the larva, if any. Soon you will fill the nest holes with a rich, creamy chocolate.
Be reasonable. Take the chocolate out of the box. Save the box. Get down on your knees. Put your ear to the floor. Listen to the strange sounds of the underworld. Now melt the chocolate. Blend it by throwing it into a fan. Freeze the chocolate. Sneak up behind it. Scare it. Make it runny. Pour the chocolate into the nest. Let it solidify on its own. This is its nature. After it is solid, you will hear a knock on the door. It is two strangers. Their names are Louis and Lippy. Sell them the Choco-nest for $100. Now open the oven door. Stick your head in. Relax.
To die for freedom is sometimes necessary, but to get hit by a truck is truly communist. A gentle stream is like time passing, but a rusty faucet is a plumber's worst nightmare. The wise man plants in the spring. The idiot puts springs in his plants. Keeping a promise makes the heart fill with glee. Breaking a promise twists the bowels. A good man will give his possessions to the poor. A bad man puts goats upon the oppressed. The poor man feeds the goats. Goats hate the poor. Fashion is like the passing of stones. The wise rabbit saves some. The stupid rabbit trades them. The average rabbit trades half. The super rabbit has especially large ones. Love is like clouds, puffy. Music charms the breast, but a guitar out of tune will lead to implants. Change is inevitable. Make sure you have pockets. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Damn that horse to hell. A stitch in time saves none, but a quilt will stop bad plugs. Money is the root of all evil. A savings account is a root bag. Time is like a clock. The silly wife mops before it rains. The thoughtful wife dusts before the sunrise. People are like bags. Returning from the dead is like getting a tax refund. People are like bags.
Slick, what's so lucky? You get everything free. He'd find a coupon or a free pass. He'd get discounts or two for the price of none. He'd get a rain check on the sunniest of days. Slick gets a freebie, that's what they said. Slick gets a freebie, he had a lucky head. Slick gets a freebie, that's what they said. Slick gets a freebie, he had a lucky head. He'd go to a whore, and she would satisfy him. They'd masturbate, and then rebate. He'd go into the woods, and the possums would prance. They offered to him what was in their pouches. Slick gets a freebie, that's what they said. Slick gets a freebie, he had a lucky head. Slick gets a freebie, that's what they said. Slick gets a freebie, he had a lucky head. Break it down. He'd go to a church and pass around the plate.
They even offered to him their building fund. The youth group loved him. He taught in Sunday school. The preacher even gave him their sacred holy mule. Slick gets a freebie. That's what they said. Slick gets a freebie. He had a lucky head. Slick gets a freebie. That's what they said. Slick gets a freebie. He had a lucky head. Slick gets a freebie. That's what they said. Slick gets a freebie. He had a lucky head. Slick gets a freebie. That's what they said. Slick gets a freebie. He had a lucky head. A lucky head. A lucky head. Slick gets a freebie. That's what they said. I've ever seen was on Slick shoulders. It was on Slick shoulders. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo. You know, it makes me very sad to hear on the news today about the state of American education, with kids who don't want to learn, drugs in school, and teachers who don't care. But whenever I get depressed about these things, I always think back to my third grade teacher, Mrs. Eunice Beavers. She taught me everything I know and more. I can remember the third grade as if it were last Tuesday. Mrs. Beavers would come hobbling into the classroom on those two wooden feet, and despite the fact that she was disabled, she always had a smile on her head. And that smiling head taught me many valuable lessons. She taught me that biscuits aren't as they appear. She taught me that the planets were 9 demons sent long ago from the underworld. She taught me to respect the pigeon, the most noble of all creatures. She taught me my ABCs as well as my S&M. She taught me that my mother was my father was my brother, that my name was actually Smordnak, son of Bimco. Mrs. Beavers would begin each day at the blackboard with a lesson in math. She taught me that all minus many equals a few, and that many plus a few equals too many. She taught me that the number 3 should always be avoided. She taught me that 12 times 5 was none of my goddamn business. And her geography lessons were always enlightening. She said that France was backwards and that Iceland was upside down. She told us that the population of England was one person moving very fast and seen from a variety of different angles. She said that all the rivers in the world were controlled by Sally Struthers. And Mrs. Beavers even made lunch a learning experience. She taught us the 4 basic food groups: meat, paper, candy, and socks. She said that if you looked hard into your milk carton that you could see the face of God. But history was her specialty. Each Friday was Gray History Day. On this day we would study the accomplishments of people of mixed races. The most notable were the accomplishments of George Washington Carver Edison, who in 1872 invented the electric peanut. Mrs. Beavers was truly ahead of her time. So anytime you get depressed about the state of education today, just think back to your own Mrs. Beavers. It'll bring a smile to your head. Thank you very much.
Has anybody seen my shark monkey? Hey, has anybody heard my shark monkey? Hey, Jack, have you smelled my shark monkey? Hey, Jill, have you felt my shark monkey? Shark monkey, fix my car. Shark monkey got a tail all bent. Shark monkey, help me get my bumper crop. Shark monkey, why did you go away?
All right.
I met him in Germany, Eastern Europe. He was eating a sausage, fine weenie. He was dancing on a hill, waltzing monkey. But somebody sawed him into Reese's Pieces. Sharp monkey, fix my car. Sharp monkey got a tail all bent. Sharp monkey helped me get my bumper crop. Sharp monkey, why did you go away? Somebody just blew up my dog. Spotted Rover. Some fool just peed on my head. Urination. I feel as helpless as a duck. A sad, cool one. Since the day I lost my sharp monkey. Since the day I lost my sharp monkey. Since the day I lost my sharp monkey. Sharp monkey. Sharp monkey. Sharp monkey. Sharp monkey was not only ideologically sound, he was a competent manager of the Federal Reserve.
Monkey.
Federal Reserve.
Shit. Sharp monkey.